Hey everybody, how you doing today? My name is Milo Miles. Um, I'm here to talk to you a little bit about why it's a good idea to build a PC for yourself and a few things about what's important to know about it. Um, so I'm going to cover some of those options for you. First of all, you may know already that there's many options to choose from, um, but when it comes down to it, one of the biggest issues is being able to save money for yourself. Plus, it's a great learning experience. The first time I went through this, it was a little bit rough at first, but it definitely paid off in the end. Some of the biggest things, even though there's so many things to choose from within your computer, some parts are not optional. There are certain requirements to get a PC to function properly, and to accomplish, the basic role of it. One of the first things you have to choose from is storage, which is one of the must-haves. This is where all your information goes, um, and obviously, the more space you have, the more things you can put onto the PC itself. Um, the PC storage hard drives also come in many sizes, as low as 128 megabytes all the way to terabytes, many terabytes. A standard hard drive is one of the options, or you can get a solid state drive or SSD. The SSD is a much faster processing power. The next thing you need to look at, which is required, is a CPU or central processing unit. This is the brain of the computer. This does the main thinking, I guess you could put it. This affects your computer's ability to process information. Um, so the more powerful it is, the better your processing will be. There's a lot of different makes, mainly AMD or Intel. Um, there's options like how many cores are within the CPU, which is basically like having more brains inside a bigger brain. And then you can get those cores at different speeds. Obviously, the faster the better. The CPU is going to mount on the motherboard, which every component connects here, and the motherboard passes information back and forth from hard drive to CPU to um, even power supply. It helps control, where power is going, things like that. There's a lot of different companies, many makes and models. It's affected by, when you're choosing this, you have to choose according to your processor type, and how many ports of different types that are on there, which is going to allow you to have more components to connect. Um, the more the merrier, kind of. The next thing, which is not necessarily required, but depending on the use of the computer, pretty necessary, is graphics card. This contains video RAM, which allows you to process better quality graphics. Um, the more video RAM it has. There's many makes and models of this also. Um, Two of the biggest ones are AMD and GeForce, which kind of set the baseline of two makes, and then a lot of different companies make those. Um, but something to remember is the more video RAM and the higher quality card you get, the more expensive it can be. Um, then there's RAM. This is one of those must-haves. It's random access memory, and this allows information for specific programs to be accessed quickly, um, when those programs are running. So the more RAM you have, or the setup for it, is going to um, allow you to accomplish those tasks within a program more quickly. They come in amounts of gigabytes, and there's speed settings, depending on the type of RAM you buy, um, which also affects, what your motherboard may support, may limit the speed you can get in RAM. Obviously, you got to have power to everything, so there's your power supply. This provides power to all of the components, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, routing through the motherboard. It controls everything to your main components, to smaller components like fans and USB ports, all kinds of stuff like that. If you have power going through those to certain peripheral objects or anything, higher wattages for more parts, which is going to affect your electric bill. Then they may come modular, where cables are permanently, like, just looks like a cord coming out of it solid, or you can have non-modular where you can unplug the cords and change them out and stuff. You have optical drives, which nowadays is not necessary all the time, but this allows you to utilize CDs or DVDs and things like that in your PC. Or some programs have to have a disk to install drivers and things like that. Um, then you have your internet requirements. Obviously, it's nowadays it's pretty much required because just about anything you do is going to need you to get on the internet at some point. This is a card that you can install on the computer if you have the proper ports on the motherboard to connect to the internet, whether it be through a cable or Wi-Fi. You have to, of course, contain all the parts of your computer within a case, which this is endless options from design and sometimes you want it to look cool like I would. But depending on how many components you have in your PC, it will affect the size of your tower you need. So another really important thing, which isn't always required, like your CPU may come with a CPU cooler, but then there's fans within the case that help keep the computer cool and airflow going. And it promotes the cooling for your PC, which helps it function better, and it prevents overheating because the higher graphics quality is more heat generated. There's many more options, minor components available, but overall the options to PC building are almost endless, and it's definitely cheaper than getting a ready-made one from a company that's pre-built for you. So thank you for watching, and have a great day, guys.